What is love? Love is just something that comes about, no? Love is something that just happens. And for better or for worse, it never happens when you expect it. No. Before we get to that, let me describe my loadout real quick. I'm playing Battlefield 1, using a slug shotgun. This double barrel. It's kind of goated, I ain't gonna lie. So, yeah, this game is still awesome. Still holds up today. So, while we run around and shoot some people, try to explain to you guys the secret to love. Now you may be asking, how can you tell me what love is? Well, luckily, I found it. Well, yeah, I found it. I know what you guys might be saying. Then how can you speak it? Well, I don't really know, man. I'm gonna just try to give you my best idea about it. Now look, I've been in a relationship for about like 2 months already. Now before you say anything, you tell me that's not enough time, or how can you know what love is after that? Well, I don't know, man. I guess I don't really know. But damn, I guess it's just something crazy, man. For a long time, I never thought I could even have somebody like care so much about me, where sometimes they even put my interests over them. It's baffling because throughout my life I feel like I've been doing that for other people, and yet love never came my way. So I don't know, for a long time I just felt very hopeless. If you remember in my last episode, I said that well, let me backtrack. During the last video I said that I may not be, well, for a while I felt like I wasn't worthy of love. We don't talk about that. Alright. But my friend told me somebody can still love you without you loving yourself. But that doesn't mean you can go into a relationship without loving yourself, or without any self-love. I'm gonna break it down for you. Get executed. But anyways, you gotta have some care. You gotta have some love for yourself, some respect. Honestly, because if you don't, then what makes you think you could believe your partner telling you how much they care about you? I know some people may struggle with this fact that they may have somebody in their lives that cares about them, yet they feel like they may not deserve it. Feel like they may not act like, they may feel like they're just too lucky to meet somebody. Now, I'm here to tell you this. You don't just meet someone out of luck. Now, it is true that things don't happen without other things happening, yeah. But things just happen for a while. I met my girl in one of my classes, right? And when I saw her, she was just a very shy, quiet girl. And me, I'm the type of guy that, I'm not really, I could say this, I'm definitely not the best looking guy. Definitely don't know how to speak the best. But during that time, I was coming out of my shell. And I don't know, I kind of just didn't, not that I didn't care what she thought about me, but I knew that someone who loves you doesn't nitpick the little things, I remember I was thinking like, I sound stupid when I said this, or maybe I should have done this instead. But realistically, my girl was thinking a lot more about the things she was doing wrong than things I was doing wrong. before we started dating. I feel like that's everybody. You know, you realize that most people are too caught up in their own problems to worry about what you're doing. And I don't know, when I made that realization, it hit me that like, huh, you know, I'm not scared to be myself. And that's the thing. That's the key to finding somebody who loves you. Is to just be yourself. No matter how corny that sounds, it's actually true. I don't know, you can have this girl who, you know, you like or likes you, but she doesn't respect like who you are. She doesn't know who you are, you know? Like how can you maintain a relationship like that off lies? And that's what I want to tell you guys, you know. Don't lie about who you are or over exaggerate what you can do. Cause sure, like in the moment you might seem like it's not enough, you know, you might have to add a little bit of, you know, whipped cream to that cake, you know, your little bit of frosting, you know. You're thinking that. You gotta spice it up a bit, but I think women respect honesty. And the best form of honesty is being vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, then you're just cooked. Honestly, you're cooked. And I know how scary that might seem. A lot of you guys probably had bad relationships, or maybe something happened and it just ended off on the wrong foot. So you might just be scared. And it's okay to be scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared. But it is wrong if you're trying to move forward. If you're trying to still look for that person, you know. It's a detriment to yourself if you're just scared. Because if you're scared, you're just gonna make the wrong decision. Or you're gonna worry too much about it and end up still making the wrong decision because you're thinking about it too much. Me, I'm a chronic overthinker. Well,
we have taken objective apples.
Not to the extent of self-sabotaging, I would say, but I would say I'm a overthinker in the fact that whenever I get a problem or when something I really want to, you know, figure out pops up, you know, I'll just sit there, just think until I can finally come up with like a million different ways that this scenario could play out and how I could act. Yet, for a long time, I didn't realize how much stress and how much of a toll that put on me. You know, the mental wear, the mental fragility that comes with that overthinking, just isn't good. And I feel like overthinking to many is seen as a tool, and it can be, but that's not what overthinking is. If you can think your way through your problems and they actually come to fruition, then you're probably doing it in a way that's a lot more concise or a lot more shorter and, you know, probably more problem solving quicker. But dragging on to topics for hours, days, weeks, months, years, it's just nothing but bad news. You gotta be vulnerable. You gotta know when to stop. To just take a step back and look at the whole situation. You know. Oh shh. I was gonna execute that guy, but yeah, no. Sometimes doing too much is doing too much, but not doing enough. It's not doing enough. Alright, sorry for the interruption. But yeah, I'm gonna take this bike. But yeah. Love is something you gotta work for, but also not worked for. You gotta be a stable enough person to know what bothers you and what doesn't. You can't. The problem with younger relationships, in my eyes, like in high school, middle school, if you're dating in elementary school, bro, you're cooked. I'm just letting you know right now. But the problem with these
We have taken objective
teenager relationships, a lot of the times, is the fact that people don't know who they are. So when the real version of themselves comes to fruition, it's not the person that you were dating. It's usually not the person you're dating, you know. The true self of a person could be the complete different of what they were showing you. And it can't even be their fault half of the time, you know. It's just like, you know, it's not like everyone's always trying to get behind you or try to trick you or do something negative to spite you. Usually that's just how life goes sometimes, you know. You can't put blame on other people sometimes, you know. I mean, at some points you can, but you just gotta look at it in a grander scheme, man. So, if you are in a relationship right now, in the teenager years, in high school, middle school,
We have taken objective
I'm not saying that you should just up and leave your partner, up and leave your significant other. No. But, no. At least, try to find you an honest person. Try to find you an honest person that wants to try, you know? A lot of people get into relationships just because it's convenient. You know, maybe the cute girl that's sitting next to you. Maybe it can be possible, but think of it like this. What is your reason for getting into a relationship? If it's just for lust or something that you benefit exclusively from, I would say there's no reason you should be in a relationship. Relationships aren't like a transaction. It's like an investment.
We have lost objective
An investment from both people into each other, you know? And that requires sacrifices, that requires giving, and that requires taking, you know? Taking what the other person shows you, you know? Taking what the other person, you know, taking the other person's advice, taking the other person's thoughts, you know, worries, you know? We're getting to the point where responsibilities are getting stacked onto us. And relationships teach you how to handle your own emotions and other people's emotions, but not just other people's, you know, your future family. I like to think about it like that, you know. Ooh, 1 HP. But to me, I've always looked at relationships as a, you know, who's the girl that's gonna be my wife, you know. So any girl I talked to, any girl that I was interested in, any girl that was interested in me, I always thought, like, could I see myself getting married to them? And sadly, 99% of the time, I could not. I couldn't see myself with this person long term. So I just didn't go through with it. Now, you could say I lost out on valuable experience, sure. Ooh! I lost out on valuable experience, yeah. But is the experience worth ruining your view of what a healthy relationship should be, you know? Just because you can, like, hit with the bad girl, you know, in your class, just because you can raise up that one shorty in your class, you know, or that one shorty at work. Does that mean you have to? No, you don't have to.
That's an enemy medic.
Sure, you might be like, oh my god, but I want her so bad, you know. But that's lust, man. That's not love. Lust is what's killing most people nowadays. Lust is what's destroying most relationships. That's why situationships exist. I don't believe in a situationship. And what I mean by I don't believe in situationship is that I don't believe that that's a relationship or that's a something that should be emotionally connected to. Which I guess it starts off as people not being emotionally connected and then developing feelings, yeah. Or one person developing feelings and the other not. But you see the problem? If you're just looking for sex, or you're just looking for, a lustful moment, or you don't even care about love, then I guess go ahead, man. If you're not looking for love, don't look for it. But if you are looking for love, then look for love, man. Now what if you say, this ain't worth. It's not worth at all. I'm done. I'm sick and tired. I've gotten my heart broke way too many times. And no matter who I seem to get in a relationship with, if they're a good person, bad person, president of the fucking United States, I don't give a shit. I'm just done. Nobody works for me. There's nobody that's out there for me. Sad to say it, it may be the problem. Most people don't like to hear this, but every relationship you've been through has ended horribly. And at some point, you just gotta look at yourself. Denial doesn't get you nowhere, but I don't even know where denial gets you, man. Denial just rots you. And I have a friend who suffers with denial with women. Maybe you'll think that she still cares about him, or maybe she acted like this, but she still cares about me. She still loves me. Y'all don't see her like I see her. If your girl disrespects you in front of other people, like girl, partner, anybody, if your partner disrespects you in front of other people and just doesn't take you seriously, bro, how is that a relationship? Explain to me how is that a relationship? It's not. Work better, do it better. It's not worth it getting stuck in prison sentences. So do me a favor. Next time you see someone who may be your future partner, ask yourself these questions first before jumping into the relationship. 1. Can I see myself with them in the future? Alright, married to them. If that's not what if you're not looking for a marriage, then can I see myself with this person long term? Answer is yes? Okay, good. Next question. Are they a good and honest person? The answer is anything but no. I'm sorry. The answer is no. Then why do you want to be with them?
We have an airship en route.
Do you truly think being with somebody who is a good and honest person
We have lost objective apples.
is a good thing? Do you think being with somebody horrible, do you think you can fix them? That's not your job. Your job isn't to fix people. You might be saying, man, she got potential, man. Oh man, she got potential, man. I just gotta, do my thing, man. Nah. Boy, get out of here. You're cooked. You're cooked. I'm sorry, you're cooked. I'm telling you, bro. I feel like the person you end up with is never gonna be the person you expected to be with. It's always unexpected. So just be open. Be open, be honest. Be the best version of yourself that you can. Because that's how you track them, honestly. You track them by being a good,
We have
open,
taken objective
and honest
Brady.
person. Oh, what the hell? Like, I'm telling you, like, that is the cheat code. The cheat code is just to be that. And even sure, if you, let's say you've been doing this for a long time, you're telling me, yeah, I'm done. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of trying so hard. No woman want me. I say this a lot. There are women out there that like you. Maybe not your type. Or maybe you just haven't put enough time into it. When I was younger, I always expected things to hit me instantly, you know? The instant gratification is what held me back. Instant gratification. Not good.
We are losing objective Brady.
Working for things and taking time is actually way more rewarding. You know, surprising. When you work for things, it's more rewarding. But I feel like a lot of people just, it doesn't click with their head, you know. They'd rather take the easy way out. And it's a choice, sure. But do you really want somebody easy? Somebody who you didn't even have to try for and they just start following you? What makes you think they won't do that for somebody else? That's why I feel like just try to make the best choice you can. And try to be open, you know? It's always a two-way street. To make it official, what is love? Love is something that happens unexpectedly, yet when it comes, you know. Love is the feeling of missing somebody even when they're not there. Love is wanting to do better. I want you to do more than what you want, you know, doing more than yourself. That's what love is. If you see yourself doing those, then you're on the right path. If you're making the good choices, and making the correct decisions, then it's not your fault if things go wrong. Okay? Just keep working on love. And I hope to see you happy one
Lost
day.
objective apples.
Because we all deserve happiness. Alright, y'all. Y'all have a good one.